What if the United States had split into two or three separate countries in the 1780s? It's something to imagine. You would have New England and the Mid-Atlantic forming one block, the South another, and maybe one in the West for a third. And John Jay says that idea isn't just unrealistic, it's dangerous, because even friendly neighbors, once separated, eventually become rivals. And that's the warning of Federalist number 5, that disunion breeds jealousy, and jealousy breeds war. I'm Matt Hasquin. I'm a high school history teacher, and we're working our way through the Federalist Papers, and we're up to number 5, and this is another one of John Jay's episodes. So let's recap Jay's run so far. In Federalist number 2, we are only one people, and by nature and by providence. In Federalist number 3, union means fewer causes for war. Federalist number 4, a union deters foreign aggression. So now in number 5, Jay asks us to imagine the opposite. What if we split apart? So Jay begins in 5 with a history lesson. He quotes Queen Anne of England, who, in 1706, urged the unification of England and Scotland. She said the two kingdoms shared one island, one language, and one interest. The language one's kind of funny, and that the union was necessary between England and Scotland for mutual security. Now, John Jay says the same logic applies here. If the people of Great Britain benefited from unity, how much more do the people of America benefit from it when they're spread over one connected continent? So some opponents of the Constitution suggested a compromise. Keep the states, but form 2 or 3 regional confederacies, these loose association of states. Jay dismantles that idea piece by piece, and he argues that even if those confederacies start as friends, they will soon compete for territory and commerce and alliances, and each will fear the others gaining an advantage. And then fear leads to arms. Arms leads to suspicion, and suspicion, well, that leads to war. So Jay calls jealousy one of the strongest passions of the human heart. It's not unique to kings or nations, it's just human nature. And once jealousy enters politics, it spreads fast. Each confederacy would compare its population, its navy, and trade to its neighbors. And each would claim to be under-respected or under-protected. And each would then begin to court foreign powers for advantage. And division, Jay says, means we become Europe, not America. So Europe in the 1770s was this checkerboard of these rival states, always watching, always arming, rarely trusting, and war there was, well, practically seasonal. Jay's message was, do not copy that pattern in Europe here. We just escaped one empire, let's not build 13 miniature ones. So Jay warns that foreign nations will also exploit disunion. They'll form alliances with one region just to intimidate another. They'll sell favors and weapons or trade deals selectively just to stir competition. So divide et impera, divide and rule. Or I guess that probably should be divide, but anyway, he's saying don't give them the chance. So Jay imagines this example. If the Northern Confederacy gains more shipping and manufacturing, the Southern one might suspect discrimination in trade policy. Each would accuse the other of an unfair advantage, and once trade becomes personal pride, the peace would evaporate. So the Union then channels competition into commerce and not conflict. So Jay's vision was pragmatic. One union means shared defense budgets, shared diplomacy, and shared prosperity. Instead of building 3 navies and 3 armies, let's build one strong enough to protect everybody. Instead of negotiating 3 treaties, negotiate one, which is respected everywhere. Unity is efficiency and also safety. Jay understands human nature better than most political theorists of his time. He knows that groups don't stay equal, and once borders harden, regional pride becomes identity, and identity, when threatened, turns into hostility. He's not accusing anyone. He's just offering a warning to everyone. And this idea still echoes today, whether it's alliances or coalitions or even domestic politics. Fragmentation invites jealousy, and jealousy leads to polarization and sometimes violence. So Jay's argument transcends 1787. He's writing about the psychology of power, not just the geography of states. So, as far as Jay's chain of reasoning goes here, if we want to like tighten up the logic here, number one people share one destiny. His second point is separate confederacies will compare and compete. 3, competition will turn to jealousy. Jealousy turns to conflict. And 4, union prevents the rivalry from ever taking root. Once again, if you're studying the Federalist Papers for homework, I just summarized this one for you in 4 points. That's the Federalist number 5 in 4 steps. So for Jay, union is both moral and practical. It appeals to the best in us, our shared history, our shared values. And it also guards against the worst in us, envy, pride, suspicion. It is the political equivalent of a safety net. And so this essay closes Jay's portion of the Federalist Papers in his part of the series. He's laid the foundation for union by nature, union for safety, union for peace. Next up, Hamilton and Madison begin to tackle the structure, how to build that union in a way that actually works. But Jay's legacy is emotional and moral. He's the voice of conscience in a political blueprint. So there's 3 things to take away here, at least the way I see it. 1, every friendly nation grows suspicious when divided. 2, jealousy is the natural enemy of peace. And 3, a lasting union channels competition into progress, not conflict. So just to kind of wrap up Jay's Federalist number 5 here, it is his farewell in the series. It's a quiet but profound reminder that unity isn't just a dream. It's strategy. It's survival. So I'm Matt Hasquin, and this is another one of those things you should know by being alive, the Federalist Papers series. If this helped you see the Federalist Papers in a new light, please share it. Follow along for the next chapter here because I'll be moving on to Federalist number 6, and we'll throw Alexander Hamilton back into the chat. Thanks for taking the time to watch.